6:06. We call the meeting to order. So we don't have any members on Zoom.
That means we can't vote on anything?
We can't vote on anything anyhow because we don't have a quorum.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah. But I don't think we have to call roll.
Yeah, because there's nobody
There's
on.
nobody on. So we can't vote on the meeting minutes, but you don't get a chance to look at them. So thank you for doing yours, it was great. And thank you, Aaron, for doing yours because they were equally as great. So I sent them both out.
Which is such a question.
So yours actually, so it's kind of interesting. We should circle back, right? To the question. But just make sure everyone received them. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll jump to item number 3. So the opera funds discussion. So I actually went and asked Liz Bork, who's the accountant putting this stuff together, to run at this moment like a to-date accounting of where we're at. Did folks get a chance to look at this at all? I kind of have it memorized.
Yeah, I'll take that, sure.
And then Eric, maybe you can jump in and speak to it. I do want to roll back a little bit and like, I think we need to clarify MOU versus quarterly report. So we absolutely signed the MOU. We voted on it, we signed it, we said, yes, we understand that we're the subrecipient. And the conversations they have with Administrator Mayo and I guess the town council was also involved, was that Erin doesn't work for us. Erin's, right, we don't work for Erin. Erin's the administrator, she's the person in charge, and you check out what I'm saying, something I agree with. Okay. Erin should manage these and run these, and you're the decision point. That was my understanding. Chris, was that your understanding?
It is mine as well.
So where I think the disconnect is first off, who's asking us to sign the quarterly reports? And since we're not, we meet 1 hour a month, and we're supposed to be an advisory strategic board, we have no interest, or even, I would argue, the skill set or the interest in managing and overseeing basically what Erin's doing, right? So we have complete faith in Erin, and she's running the programs and doing a great job. So I guess my first question, because last time you said that you don't think the.
No, because I looked at the MOU myself, because I hadn't, I don't know, that full disclosure. So when it came up last time we were together, I thought, I don't know how that's set up. And it definitely, I don't have my laptop in front of me, but it's definitely set up that Erin gets with the town accountant, does this kind of thing, and prepares the report, which you two both sign, and then it is presented to town council. And it's been the case historically. It sounds like that Erin comes in quarterly and just presents the report. So, but that's the way the charter of this group does read. That
The MOU.
Yes, that's like, from accounting to you, who puts the report together, gives it to you, both of you sign it in your capacities as members of this committee.
So I think we have a disconnect on the understanding that. Okay. So I'm not sure. And we can maybe.
I mean, everything can be amended, right? So if you are absolutely categorically uncomfortable with signing that report, I suppose we could go to the town attorney and say, let's just administratively change this.
Yeah, I mean, I did reach out to Tom Mullen about that because I would like to put this behind us. I know you signed the last report. Sorry, let me finish with that. End of December of 2024. So you signed that quarterly report. You signed Q1. Yeah, which we didn't spend any money. So, so that's just what we've done. Just so you understand from an internal standpoint, I'm the one that's managing all the programs. I submit all the invoices. I'm the one doing all the invoicing. So I have my own internal spreadsheet that matches up with accounting. They have their spreadsheet from what I submit. The way I read the thing too was that we work together, make sure the numbers line, and it just adds up to what you guys have discussed. That was the way I understood it.
If you're not comfortable actually signing the report that goes into the town, my recommendation would be that we have Tom, question to Tom, amend it to say that there's a signature block that you've read and agreed with the report, just so that there's some touch point with this committee and the report that's going out to the town, because I think it would be odd. You know, this committee was created to disperse the money. So,
This committee was not created to disperse the money.
okay,
Yeah, so I think that's where the disconnect is.
but
Yeah.
the MOU that I read, you have $1 million to disperse and under, you know, certain procedures and criteria.
We believe that the life of this committee goes beyond
Yes,
the money.
But even our charter is that we're advisors and we're strategic, we make recommendations.
okay.
So the conversations that I had with Mr. Mayo, quite a few of them, I am a stickler about stuff like this. My apologies, because there's very few things that I will hold to. I'm gonna hold to this, because we don't manage you.
I don't take it that way. I think we're just going by how it
Well,
reads.
it's not about you taking it that way.
Right.
We don't.
We don't. So
And
what am I signing? What am I signing off on? I'm signing off that you did your job? No, you did your job and
No, I think it's the way I understand it, and sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but is the way I see it is you guys allocated these funds, the Economic Development Council allocated these funds for these certain things, and this report is basically stating the work that you guys allocated the funds and what it's being used for.
but then there's a quarterly report of the spend, there's a quarterly
Yeah.
report, there's a quarterly report of the decisions, and we're not making the decisions.
It's just the spend, I think, isn't it? Or I've only seen one cycle of reporting to town council.
It just gives an overview of what was spent the last quarter, what
Yeah.
program.
I mean, would you guys be comfortable with, I've read and acknowledged the content of the report? Like, to me, it feels weird to totally cut you out of any part of the collaborative process.
Especially, I guess this would be a question for Tom Mullen too, is since the big thing was making sure the money was allocated right to the EDC by the end of last year, which was done, and that was what the MOU was. And in the MOU, it states the report, and that's what was signed before December 31st. I just don't know if there'd be a problem there.
So the MOU, so there's, I'm gonna go back to the discussions. The MOU was, because there was a question whether the town council could have us allocated. So it was supposed to be, nope, the town council can give you this money, and there's a memorandum of understanding that you're gonna assign it within economic development buckets, right? There weren't even supposed to be sub-accounts. There's sub-accounts, which is fine, because it makes the accounting easy. But maybe we'll do this at a different time, but I am never, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am never gonna be comfortable signing that. Never.
Even I've reviewed the report and acknowledged the contents in
There's two-
my capacity
There's-
as chair and vice chair of the Economic Development Council.
There's two challenges here. So the chair, whoever the chair is, always speaks for the body. So when you go in and you present, you're speaking for the body. So that's the first problem. If you're going in and you're presenting as the economic development director who is managing these programs and you're managing other programs, that makes total sense to me. But going in front of anybody and speaking for the Economic Development Council, it's always the chair. Maureen speaks for the town council. That's how it is. So I feel like there's fuzzy lines on certain pieces and then there's really strict on other ones. I will table this because I am gonna be a stickler about this because this is just what I.
Can I just ask why you're uncomfortable with it? Are you worried that something's gonna come back? I'm just curious. Because it's just, that's how it was presented. I'm just curious why you're uncomfortable.
Because I'm not overseeing this stuff. I just looked recently, like, we're not getting in-depth updates, and we shouldn't be spending our time digging into what you're doing. It should be, you're the economic development director, you know what you're doing, and that you can go and present to the town council all the programs that you're working on.
Okay.
Yeah. And that when it's time for the town council to hear from the economic development council, the chair or the co-chair or whoever that is, goes in and speaks for the council, because that's how it is with every other group. It's not this.
No,
It's
no.
the bigger.
it feels oversight for the administration piece. And that's not,
That's not
what
what
we
we
are.
do, no, yeah.
Okay, that's how the MOU is set up. So we're gonna need to amend that MOU because that's the way it reads now. So.
So yeah, I think I did reach out to Tom Mullen, and if it does say, and we should.
I would like, I honestly, I would like to speak with Tom.
Why don't,
Because
why
I
don't you guys
never
both
had
have a meeting
straight
with it,
conversation.
like together,
that's fine.
because
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
you have thoughts and you have thoughts, and instead of telephone, it would just be
Yeah,
better
And
to
it
like.
wasn't, you weren't, it was
Right.
more with the town administrator, where there was like, oh, you're gonna meet with Tom, and then Tom wouldn't be there, and I'm like, why can't we just sit down and really discuss this? And again, I will table this, but I
Okay.
will not ever feel comfortable
Okay.
signing that unless I'm putting together a report, I'm overseeing the whole thing, then I'll sign it. And I don't wanna do that. That's what-
Then we need to amend that MOU.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now on the accounting, so this last quarter looks right to you?
Not that spreadsheet, that is up till now, so this is for,
Yeah. This is-
yeah, that's
To
from the beginning. That what you have there?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Right, does 3 look right? Because 2 is right. And then, so all I did is I took.
I'm sorry, let me pull up the document you're talking about. Um, Let me pull up my spreadsheet.
While you're doing that, I'll just speak to this. So what I asked Liz to do is to pull up for Q3 to date, right? So we want to look at the spend to date. And under the facade to date, for Q3 was about 107,000, which makes me feel much better than
Of a total of 150 bucket to get through.
400.
Okay.
Actually, it's 450 if you take round two.
Okay.
So that, maybe next time when more folks are here, we can really have a conversation around reallocating to different buckets. Digital marketing, I can stop.
No, you can keep going.
Digital marketing, I had for Q3 is about 9.
That sounds about right. I'm sorry, my files aren't pulling up for some reason.
You want to look at this? No?
This is the one you sent us from, this one, just do that.
Correct, I just took, instead of seeing what the line items are, I just rolled it up for the Q. Because we should then have a roll. It's like a website. And then, so the digital marketing program is over, correct?
No, we still have people, we have till September 1, so there's people still submitting invoices. I received one 2 days ago. Same with sign up to sign. Still, I have some extended a contract till October 1 for a big project that I think is gonna be pretty transformative downtown.
For digital marketing?
For sign up to sign.
Okay, so, on digital marketing?
Yes, no, that's not closed out. We have till September 1 for people to do their invoices. But I do think based on what I see, well, we had 9,000 about left over before, and then we'll probably have another 10 or so from people that didn't use it.
So, about 20.
I want to guess.
Yeah. Ian dropped off. He's the.
There he is.
Hey, Ian? Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna jump all over this agenda.
Sorry, I'm trying to do like 3 different meetings at once.
Yeah, sorry, we'll try and get you moving now. So we just quickly talked about the digital marketing. Ian, how about you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hi, my name is Ian McDermott. I'm the Executive Director for Wakefield Community Access Television.
Thank you. So Aaron and I separately, but I think we had similar conversations, met with Ian. And something that he's been doing with local businesses is putting together videos that then they can play on public access. So they come with the content and his folks actually bring the technical skill. So what we had chatted about is maybe funding some of that where it's not WCA TV making money, but really sort of covering the cost. And the one thing I thought that maybe would be a good leverage point is looking at the folks who applied to the digital marketing, didn't get money, and go to them and say, so we've done some digital marketing. You have an idea what content is. We have this additional program. Would you be interested in this program? And do you want to add some flavor to this
Yep.
conversation?
I would love to, thank you. Yeah, so what we have been doing over the past year or so is we have been creating a program where local small businesses can get a better understanding of how to utilize social media as a way of getting their brand or their business more well known. Larger businesses have their own dedicated person, but many small businesses don't. So what we have been doing, as Juliana's correctly stated, we've been looking for a way to help fund some of our costs, most notably our labor. And we also want to give to the community, which is our base goal. So what we have started to do is we go to businesses who are trying to understand how social media can help them. We educate the business owner or the person that they've designated about what it can do. We talk to them. We develop a plan for whatever video it is that they may want, whether it's just an awareness video or a highlight video or something specific. And then we create it and we publish it with them, thereby giving them some experience. And we give them the value of the exposure, and we are also helping to educate more of the businesses and residents in the town, as is what we're here and all about.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the one that you did with, was it Main
Sure.
Street?
Yep, so we've done several. We did one with Main Street Grill, most notably, in which she has started looking to highlight things in a quarterly appearance. So we constructed a deal with her that gives her the flexibility. Should we do one a quarter for her? And most recently, the one we did, some of you may have seen it, where we had a young gentleman in a lobster outfit, and he was running around for summer seafood days. It was very funny. It was very engaging. Everybody spoke very highly of it and entertained. Lisa definitely liked it. We've done others for I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm so sorry. The coffee shop down in the center of town. We also did a version for Life Love Cheese, and a bunch of other organizations in town. We do work with the chamber on creating videos for new businesses, and this was an offshoot of that.
And then in addition to allowing the business to have it on their website, you also are publishing it on WCAT?
Yes, we do publish it on WCAT. We publish it on our Instagram, our Facebook, YouTube, and soon our TikTok, once we get TikTok to give us back our account. And then we also give it to the business owner to publish on their own sites, because that's the most important thing is the traffic needs to generate to whatever their interested portal is. We put it on ours only to help widen the spread of the particular piece of work.
And then you're thinking cost-wise for like, you had some ideas around the cost for like maybe a smaller business versus a more complex.
Yep. So as I say, most of the stuff that we're looking to cover is the cost of the labor of our team here. The equipment is secondary. So what we look to do is, or what we're looking at is to do a 30 to 60 second, which in the world of social media is the appropriate length for a social media video. Anything longer than that, I'm sure we've all experienced reels and shorts, things like that. They're usually shorter than 2 minutes, some a lot shorter. It's all about the quality of the material. So we look to do two different levels. One would be a very short piece. If somebody wants to do a more in-depth, whether it was animation or other things involved in it, we would look to do one that's a bit more expensive. I know I had given you a couple of numbers. Those are negotiable. We can talk about that stuff. But I think, and correct me, Juliana, because I've had 19 million things running through my head today. We talked about 750 and 1,000.
Sounds good.
Yeah, 1,000 per, depending on complexity. So the 750 would be for the simplest one. Covers all the time of my people to come in and talk to everybody and to make the product.
Thank you. So looking at the digital marketing program and that there's extra funds in there, I mean, this would make sense to allocate some of it to this type of program. And then I don't know if you would then leverage.
So, I'll be honest, the way I just would want to manage this is maybe paying WCAT and having them manage it, and we could let them know who did the digital marketing. I don't know how you feel about that, just because right now I'm at capacity, I'm behind on invoicing. I just am worried taking something right on this moment. I know we still have a whole year where we could get this done, but time's ticking. So I just want to be completely transparent about that. So if it's something where we can maybe allocate the money to WCAT for the specific use and they manage it, and I don't know if they have the capacity, that's something I would be on board for, but I think I need to wait to get this going probably till the start of the new year.
So a different approach. We already have the digital marketing, sort of the infrastructure pieces in there. You already have the program up on the website, all that. Can we just alter the language on that? So yes, you don't have to, I agree with you. So, Ian, do you have bandwidth to be sort of managing this program?
We certainly at this point do have bandwidth to at least get it started. Depending on the popularity of it, that may be a question to be asked again later, but we certainly can help Erin with this.
And I'm sorry. And then because you have the list of who actually went through the digital marketing, because you said it was like 20?
Something like that,
Yeah, so maybe even just getting the list.
yeah. And there's people that are local businesses that even didn't apply, but were on all the trainings and
Yeah.
stuff, so maybe they could
Reach out
apply
to
to as well.
Yeah, to me, that seems to be like a low-hanging fruit. Not to add to your workload.
No, I just want to be honest about it. It'd be a lot, just trying to get these other programs, because I know we want to be mindful of spending down that money as well. But I love the idea, and I would love to see it happen. I think it ties nicely.
Thoughts?
Is that a $20,000 thing? Is that?
So I
was
would,
gonna ask how many entities were interested in.
so what I would ask for next meeting, it's not connecting to the server for me, I can't pull up any of my spreadsheet, is for me to really clean up the cost after the September 1 date, so I have a better idea of how much money we have left, because we still have the 5,000, but then on top of the digital marketing too. That would be my ask for next meeting, just so I have a better idea of the money.
Agreed. Yeah, and this is at like the discussion point, and then when folks actually are your point.
And Ian, how are you gonna find the businesses? Is one of your guys, or are you gonna go out and knock doors on Main Street or show them what you can do, or what's the reach that if you're gonna kind of lead the program, how's that gonna work?
Yep. So what we'll probably do is we'll do it in probably a three-pronged discussion to people. Is one, we're going to post it to social media. We're going to create a short video telling everybody about this new program, talking about how the EDC wants to help everybody understand the nature of social media. I go to many of the chamber events, so it's going to be one of my talking to points to everybody I meet. And thirdly, I'll take the list that you guys have, and yeah, I'll walk around and I'll knock on people's doors and say, hey, you want a free social media video? See what happens.
Yeah, just makes sense, if you've got the list and Ian's got the capacity and he's gonna run the
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Not to complicate things, but is there a way that the town could then use these social media videos to promote, like, doing business in Wakefield?
Yeah.
Like,
It's not complicating things. I just would want to see how with the marketing PR, I know that's on here to talk about too, how we can maybe intertwine it with that too. As we look at our marketing and PR approach.
as we're talking about like attracting businesses and trying to
Yep.
retain businesses.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a tool to use as well.
And we will be creating our usage rights document that we do. And in it, I will make sure that it states that the town of Wakefield has the rights to use whatever footage has been obtained for marketing purposes.
That's what I was kind of asking.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Butler,
like that.
anything?
I think the only thing that I had that had sort of jumped out at me, and this gets back to, I mean, I
Hello.
think public safety building. You can
That's on the-
Just making sure it was on.
You can ask about with other people around.
Is that something we should ignore?
I don't see any lights going on, but we have to leave the building. I think it's for them to get.
It's pretty easy out for us.
Yeah, they can,
Yeah.
they'll see us. If somebody needs to kick us out, they'll kick us out.
I think, and then, normally I think people coming into with torches and pitchforks and not at this meeting. No, I think, the only thing that jumped out at me in terms of the spend so far was that the biggest spend item looked to be for business that is decidedly not in a key part of, like, for downtown or for revitalizing the neighborhood, on
Oh, are you
water-
talking about the
Water
sign?
and Montrose, yeah, I'm talking, and I'm going back. to-
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't talk about that.
We can jump back. I wanted to let. Liam-
Yeah, no, let Liam off the hook. I think that's the only one that like jumped out at me, that like roughly a third of our spend on facade and sign has been for this one business that is not in a preeminent spot in Wakefield, so I just
I
don't
can
want
fill you
to.
in on that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's, anything else? Aaron?
Yeah.
Ian, thank you so much. If you want to drop off, we certainly understand. And then,
I appreciate that. I got to get back to my board of directors meeting.
okay, so our next steps will be the next meeting voting on this.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Again, just speaking, I like the idea.
Yeah.
Building like a social media abilities and, hopefully something that's.
Do we have anything in the budget? Like, so, I mean, I think this is great. I think it's like a great investment and that they're gonna take all these videos and create content for us that we could use in like infinite ways, really. Like, once we have the content, we can use it how we want, instead it's gonna give us the rights to it. Can we like, does the town have the budget to hire a consultant of like, here's what we recommend for like a social media program for the town?
So we allocated 150 to PR and marketing, and that would be, I would certainly hope that this would be part of what they're doing.
So we have a company or something that's,
We have money.
So I can give an
Yeah.
overview. So we put out an RFP that closed on August 15th, so on Friday, looking for a marketing and PR firm to do marketing and PR campaign for the town, and then also set us up for success moving forward with a transition plan for Jen McDonald, who's our communications director, myself, and just maybe what those next steps look like. And so we received about 8 proposals to 10, but 2 were late. And so Jen McDonald and I are reviewing them right now. I don't know how much input you guys want to have on the matter next week to make a decision that will hopefully roll out. We also just want to be mindful, we do have this new town administrator starting, and so where she fits in, what she wants, how she wants to be involved. So we're just being mindful of that. But I think there's a way that maybe we could intertwine the work they want to do with, and I know you're not talking about just them, but social media in general, how we can maybe work with them to get best practices and things like that for businesses. One thing I did hear, and Jen heard from colleagues that do her line of work in other communities, is just being very careful though when you're marketing businesses in your community. She actually heard that from a number of folks last week at a conference she was at, when you're doing a marketing and PR campaign for your community, to just be mindful. And we didn't really get into it. We're going to talk next week about marketing certain businesses. So,
I mean, for me, I would think about it, not like, we're not trying to, I mean, we're not trying to market the businesses, but like the message more being like, look at these successful businesses in our community, come be a part of it. More like that, but
Not business messaging for some of that, it's more, look who's thriving here.
correct.
And the one thing you guys might want to think about when you're talking to the PR firm is their focus on verticals versus individual. So you want to focus on verticals, you want to focus on sit-down restaurants versus takeout restaurants versus, you know, healthcare. So that if you're doing it that way, it's less of a, we're focusing on one specific business that's doing really well. We're looking at verticals that are doing it.
So a question about that too, as we review the RFPs, and it is highlighted in the RFPs. Are you looking for this marketing and PR campaign to be bring businesses to Wakefield or just Wakefield in general?
My 2 cents to market Wakefield. If you look at, I'm gonna take our neighbor. Is that the bell?
Maybe it's for fire, for them to.
If you look at our neighbor to the southeast, if you look at Melrose. Melrose did an absolutely amazing job of marketing Melrose. So they talked up their schools, they talked up their community, they talked up a lot of stuff. And they had a lot of businesses who chose Melrose because Melrose marketed Melrose. I think we have an opportunity. And again, we should Tom Brady it. Like, it doesn't matter how good we are. We're really good. We can always be better. And just sort of take that mindset of really marketing Wakefield. We have amazing arts here. We have amazing. I cannot get over those videos of the band at that concert, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
who the band is, like the AG. I don't know who they are.
The,
Yeah.
when we did the town administrator search.
Yeah.
The search firm put together this like,
Oh, yeah.
who is Wakefield?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
if
saw that.
you've
I'll
seen
take it.
Like,
Yeah.
take it. But it went through that. Why is Wakefield so great? That's basically what you're talking about.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I feel like it could be like a yes and approach, like, yes, let's market Wakefield, but also why should a business want to come to Wakefield?
Exactly. So when, you tell me, so when businesses are looking to move, and it depends on whether they're small business or mom and pop, or if they're larger businesses, they're looking at different things. Larger businesses oftentimes look at crime statistics and schools. That's the first 2 things they ask. What are your crime statistics? How good are your schools? Because they want their employees to come into a safe community where their kids can go to a good school, because then they can bring in employees. The smaller businesses, I'm not as familiar. I think they're looking for ease of setup, right?
They're also gonna look at demographic. Can this town support my small business or surrounding towns? Do they also have the demographic to support this business? So like, you know, every business is totally different who's gonna support it. But if I'm like opening a boutique here, I'm gonna be like, how many people have recently moved from Boston after graduating school and are now living here and starting a family?
Right.
And what, who's gonna shop, you know what I mean? Yeah, so like demographics. are really big.
And the housing, whatever's going on in the housing, right? Which I know folks get uncomfortable, we talk about raising up our housing, but that brings, if it does, it brings more consumers. Great. So we did digital marketing. Do you want to swing back to the facade?
Sure.
Um,
So to answer your question, when I first saw it, when they came in, you know, the point of this program was to really concentrate not only in downtown, but our commercial districts. So downtown Greenwood, over here on Salem and Lowell, Cameron Lowell, but also other areas that are in zone business. And over there, that does have a small pocket, I'm not gonna lie, a very small pocket of commercial space. But what the owner has done is completely renovated the building to now have 3 retail spaces. So it gives us, through some of our money, to give us the opportunity to allow for more businesses to come to our community. So from an economic development standpoint, I thought that was a win, but it's not addressing, you know, a downtown property, but I still feel like it falls and would be supporting economic development.
And to your point, we had talked about a couple of times where there's these sort of these commerce centers throughout Wakefield, and the facade definitely downtown. But when you start moving to these other commerce centers, they're also taking advantage of improving their facade. And folks can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna shop downtown, but also I'm gonna go over to these different commerce centers.
Yeah. Cohesive look across the town.
Or the wine shop, or the shoe shop.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that quarter, the whole Water Street is getting gussied up.
It is,
Yeah. So that was kind of my mindset with that, so.
so I'm gonna ask, do you think we're gonna spend on the floor, or do you think that's too high, or what do you- from what you're seeing coming in?
Oh, for facade and
Yeah.
sign, I think what we'll end up having left over, so I do have good news. I have a signed agreement with the gentleman that owns Andy's Liquors and my brother's Pizza, the coin shop. So he submitted plans of what the building's gonna look like. I won't get into details, but I allowed him to, give him till October 1st to do the work. I haven't given him any money. It's not given to him until the work is done. I told him after that, I really need to release the money. But he seemed very adamant that he was gonna do the work, and I think as anyone can attest to, and I think he'll even say it himself, like, it's an eyesore, and so it needs gutters. And so I think this is the point of the program, is to help, because the businesses are suffering from this facade as well. So their tenants want new signs, and the side currently can't hold it. So, are you guys familiar with the building I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, so that,
Watched them banging away at it this week.
oh, did you? So I think that, I mean, he did the roof,
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
so, between that,
That block would be one of our key targets in the course of having the conversation originally.
That's right.
so,
Reeling in him was not an easy
Yeah,
thing.
good job.
So great work.
I'm friends now. Between that, another 2 invoices I have outstanding in my office for the Dollar Store. If you guys have seen that, it looks really nice. They painted the brick, it's white, they have the nice black marble, it's all cohesive now. I asked them to put lighting so that all their signs are, look very similar between that project and then McGuire's as well, which if you guys have seen what they've done, really cleaned up that building as well. I think we'll have roughly around 50 to 60 left over from this.
So in looking at phase 2, should we look at a different commerce center to focus on? Because the downtown, it looks 1,000 times better.
So yeah, I mean, between Hart's Harbor and me and Jem are like walking downtown, we were able to support them, McGuire's, Harrington's, the Dollar Tree and the Pilates store. Hopefully Alf will meet and he'll come through and we'll do his building. The one challenge has been an owner that I've been trying to go back and forth with some temporary signage, at least to get those businesses some actual signage, but that's been a little challenging. But I think the applicants that I've received so far, and I just started going through it, are in different parts of town. So I have a few that are on a couple are on Tuttle Street. I have, I think, a few in down. Again, I've just initially looked in the Greenwood area. So yeah,
That's
it's over 155. I knew I did that over, so I have to kind of see what we want to do with that money from this round. Do we want to move it over to the second round to hopefully support more people?
Not to vote on it, but I think.
And I think that's a conversation for like October, so I can go through and by then I'll have my final list, and if I can't support everyone, maybe there might be funds that we can support folks.
Yeah.
And again, working with the other round 1 folks, a lot of them, I said, no, you can't, we're not paying for this, no, we're not paying for this, so a lot of their totals come down, so it may be less than that, so.
There's a new business, or not a new business, but a business moving to Tuttle Street. Did
Yes.
she apply?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she did, yeah. So-
The place that used to be Say Bar that changed today.
Oh, yeah, they did, I don't believe they applied for the grant,
Is that the same owners? Is that-
no, it's new owners, the one that's on Water Street you're
Yeah.
talking about, no, it's new owners, yes, yeah.
Because they're doing a new facade of it, when they find out there was facade money, they'll be like.
I think I told them when they came in,
Oh,
because they were
okay.
asking, I said, you know, we do have, and I try to tell new businesses, you know, we do have this money, but.
Any other points on facade? The pop-up program, looks like you made some good progress there.
So I do have good news. As of today, we have a signed lease. It's McGuire, where they used to be,
Okay.
the small little space. They have, at one point, I think it was 2 or 3 storefronts. It's a space that's actually has a bathroom. It's on the side of Early Harvest Diner. It's exactly the amount of square footage for a pop-up that works for them. And so we have a signed lease, so we'll be able to hopefully get something started. This space is pretty much built out sooner than later. So we worked really hard on some spaces downtown, but we just couldn't.
Is that space like kind of like on like North Ave?
Yeah, right next to Early Harvest, if you're looking at the
It's
train.
North Ave Diner.
Yeah, yeah. What did I say? Early
Early
Harvest?
Harvest.
Yeah.
Sorry, North Ave Diner. Yeah, I
feel like
confused
it
train
used to be
station.
called Early Harvest or something.
No, it's always been
Oh.
North Ave. I'm sorry. There is an Early Harvest on Broadway. I'm sorry, I got it.
You're focused on their side.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'm thinking the wrong spot.
No, you're thinking the right spot.
So it has a liquor store like on the corner.
No, that's
No.
Early
That's Early
Harvest.
Harvest, that's what I
I confused you. I
Okay.
apologize.
No.
That is North Ave Diner,
It is a
on North
corner.
Ave.
Okay.
Right across from the train station.
Yes, why am I picturing that as the same spot?
It is not.
Okay.
So,
Do you have like an ETA, you're thinking like a month or a quarter?
well, it really doesn't need much build out. I'm hoping, a month or 2 just to get, you know, they have to put out, you had to wait for a space to put out, people to apply for the space, so.
So what is the, and I'm sorry, the pop-up?
So what it will, do every quarter, we'll have 2 or 3 businesses in this space that will be in there that currently don't have a brick and mortar, that are testing out their concept. And I did make it a point that we try to concentrate on Wakefield businesses to be able to go in there. And we'll rotate each quarter. We have it for about a year. And it's a way to just engage, you know, hopefully get a business in there that's like, wow, Wakefield's great. I'd like to stay here permanently and find a space in town, but also kind of create some placemaking, draw some excitement to the town. That's what we kind of did with Inspire, but with the temporary buildings that we did on 500 Main Street 2 summers ago. But this will be a permanent space.
And this would, if that aligns with the marketing, this would be a great, to see how they handle, because this would be a great thing to market. Well, that's on the market assessment, so she's ready to, they're almost done.
Yeah, she says they're still on target for September 24th presentation. I guess you want to talk about what that looks like too. Like the presentation itself. I know in the one meeting you guys talked about maybe having like an open house with the presentation or something. I didn't know, which I could coordinate on my side just with space and all that. I thought you talked about that at the last meeting.
I think we talked about doing an open house or like having folks understand what the EDC is.
Okay.
But they're gonna come and they're gonna present the results, right?
The report.
So they're gonna present it to us and then the town council or?
No, they only are going to be able to do within their budget 1 presentation. Yeah.
Would it make more sense for them to do it to the town council?
I'll leave that up to our town council liaisons if they think that the town council would be interested.
I think, my 2 cents, I think they should be to the town council.
What is this? Sorry,
The market assessment. Is the town council did the original one, right? Yeah, so town council asked for this originally, the market assessment, and it was 7 years old, so we've asked the company that did it to update it. So Maureen should be familiar, Jonathan should be familiar.
And did you do it in 24 and 25? I feel like when I was looking at it, I saw something 2024 too, no?
No, the last time was 2016. Yeah, yeah. So this market assessment will clearly do an assessment of the market of our downtown, and then it'll give key recommendations of what the town can think of moving forward when it comes to, you know, attracting the business, how to draw more to your downtown. So,
And if it's to the town council, then we can decide to come to the meeting.
I think, yeah, because my thought initially when you raised it is who's got the go-do on the items. It's not gonna be town council, probably. It's gonna be this group or its designees, I would think. Like who's gonna march it forward, whatever the recommendation is.
Let me ask this differently. So it would be not a question for you folks, but maybe when it was originally pulled together, what was the thinking from town council? I know, yeah. I think it would have more exposure out if it was,
It would have more exposure out if it was presented in that forum,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The bigger question is if, I almost think you should probably get the report. I understand that what you told me. And no, I think you should get the report from them. You guys should go over it internally. Probably they present, and like then if you have questions regarding it, then dealing with the consultant before, have them present to town council. Because presumably then that gives you the ability to like have the report sort of in advance and have, to be at least on the same side of it or gauge the understanding, so you can also face the questions from our other councilors. But if you have it presented here, then it's bringing probably the presentation, but not the presenters. So then you're gonna have to like do the lifting of the presentation
To the town council.
to town
Yeah.
council and get us on board with however, whatever spend we're asking. Or not spend, but whatever.
Yeah.
Development goals. But
What's the delivery format? I mean, are we gonna get a report, paper copy, email copy, however?
I think we get that, but also a presentation.
So
Yeah.
we, council, economic development council would have that in advance, you can look at it. And then sit on the presentation while it goes to town council with some maybe
Because then we could answer.
pre-generated questions, concerns, issues, or whatever. As
You'll be ready.
Yeah.
Do we have like existing action items or goals associated with it that we're hoping to push through? Or is that sort of to be determined once we see?
I gotta make you remember way back when.
Sorry?
So that we have, I think you brought this up at one point, we have a lot of plans, right? I think about 6 plans.
I counted 10
10.
when I did it, went deep into the rabbit trail.
Right.
One day last week.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the plans and I hit the market assessment and I thought, this is amazing. So when I brought it here, Mary made the point, which was a great point, this thing's 7 years old. And so then we decided, let's do another one because this has so much critical information about Wakefield and Wakefield's markets and business, that it was great information. And I think you're thinking that was gonna help you, sort of move forward.
Well, that's as a marketing tool. I mean, there's demographic information in here. There's tools on what.
So when's that deliverable? Because it ties into your, whoever you're hiring for marketing and PR.
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
they
That
need
was
that
the
in their
thought.
hands
Yeah,
to-
that was the thought, that
to
that'd be a
move forward.
tool. Yeah, for us to move forward with that, have that done in time. That we're gonna do the presentation the 24th. I was gonna ask if we could have the report sent to us
Yeah.
prior to make any comments. But I wanted to leave it to you guys, how you want the
24th of
process to look.
September.
Yeah.
So there's a town council meeting the 22nd.
Yeah, so but I didn't realize they could only do one, I thought they were gonna do two. If they can do, I think for the town council, it makes more sense, there's more eyes on it. And to your point, if we can get a preview,
Yeah.
then we can go be prepared, and then you folks can ask us, like, what do you, X, Y, and Z.
So could you move them up? Could you accelerate that a little bit to hit the 22nd, do you think?
I can ask, because I did extend our contract just till the end of September,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Great.
She's a good presenter. She's a good presenter. And then listening to maybe at the town administrator thing, saying that getting maybe the town council to start being, to refocus on being more strategic. I think this is a good tool to maybe also have this conversation for you folks. So, should we be looking at this more, setting direction?
That's interesting to see that one. Going through the 16 version and see how many of those, how many have we lost? What's our
Oh,
attrition
yeah,
rate
yeah.
of businesses? I mean, granted, we have more business than we probably did back in 2016, but it is certainly, you know, and again, this gets to the, we actually haven't gotten, it's odd, we haven't gotten much grief over the brothers thing. But then everybody, you know, recognizing that, yeah, 30% of your restaurants turn over only 7%. It's like, I think when I moved here 20 years ago or so, dump law was like, well, Wakefield was known for the last few past.
That was there for a long time.
Yeah.
It's almost 7. I'm gonna move to, thank you.
Yeah.
To the Economic Development Council liaison updates, to folks have any updates?
No. I announced it, you know, at the last regular meeting. We've had a couple of just, you know, town administrator, you know, focused meetings, but at the last regular one. But I know you spoke to somebody with last chamber meeting about joining this council.
Oh, yeah, I've been putting out, I know you guys have been looking for someone, so I've sent the applications of 2 people, a young gentleman who is very involved with Inspire Cafe, help them get their up and running. So just moved to Wakefield, is very young and just, so I haven't seen it come through yet. Well, I don't see it. So, and then there was someone else too that was expressed interest. So I'm spreading the word.
Yeah.
So number 5 is, we could table this for next time. Just trying to take all of our conversations that we've had for the past year and a half and trying to put them into strategic vision so that we can go and present them to the town council. Because that's why we're we can table that. You have any more updates, Karen, or you ready?
Yeah, the software somewhere else to clean up, hopefully better version of money, market assessment, we'll get that figured out. The case, there's grants coming in, if you guys could please continue to spread the word. I have like 4 or 5 applications and I've started funding a few of them in.
So if everything in the pipeline for the case gets
Mhm.
approved, how much would be left? Just ballpark.
We'd still have probably,
Plenty.
yeah, like
Okay.
70 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been talking it up to people.
I guess a question, can town committees apply for this money as well? If someone wants to put on an event?
If they can, I think if they can get they can prove that there's economic development,
Okay.
and they get the businesses.
Well, I know the Chamber of One Town Day at one point had a lot of town support. Now it looks like we're going to be paying the town to support police, DPW work, that kind of stuff. So that's on the horizon as well.
And that's a conversation too, as we have a new town administrator, what events look like moving forward, because a lot of these events require a lot of support from the town, which other communities do it too.
Which isn't free.
Which isn't free, yeah. So what that looks like moving, but
So did this council just started in March of last year? How long is it going?
I think you guys were appointed in like around October, and I think our first meeting didn't really kick off till like March, yeah. February, March, yeah.
So yeah, so it's just an.
2024.
I presume that, you know, charter law, I don't know, it's charter driven or whatnot. This is, I feel, a permanent council. It's not a, we're not planning to dissolve.
No.
So like, it's not a, I know it was probably built off the back of ARPA, but
Right.
I don't. It's hard for me to see when we wouldn't want that.
But I said earlier, this is beyond the money.
That's
Council's
right.
beyond the money.
We were surprised. We were surprised, like, here, visit the land box, we're like, wait a second, we're supposed to make a recommendation. Anyway. So you've talked about the RFP, market assessment, digital marketing, WCA TV. HEMA, any items not anticipated from anyone? It's 7:02. Someone want to make a motion to adjourn? I don't know if you can do that, right? All right, so great.
Knock yourself out.
Oh, I was shrugging, but sure, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Great, look at that.
But I get your, I don't get to vote because you're.
That's right.
Erin, off topic, but I heard the Odyssey is looking for a new location. Have they reached out to you? I told them to.
Yes, I, 2 or 3 years ago, we were working together, so we went on tours of spaces and stuff, but I'll reconnect with them. We're adjourned, right? So.
But no one reached out to you